The premise of The Sims 4 Businesses and Hobbies is that you can actually create your own small business venue. I've seen some very creative ideas coming by online, from a kid's daycare to a hotel, to a small boutique selling crystals and other items that your Sims have created. Now, one business that I would love for my Sims to run is a small gym and spa. Now, seeing as I'm going to play with this with my legacy family, money is definitely an issue and I don't have an unlimited budget. So what I want to try and create today is a starter gym and spa that we can expand upon further once we have the money to do so. So this video is going to be part 1 of a multi-part series where I'm going to create this gym and spa imperium. So we are here in the neighborhood of Noordhaven, the new neighborhood in The Sims 4 Businesses and Hobbies, and I already picked out a lot that I want to use for this build. There's a small lot here which is 30 by 20 called Fisher's Horizon that I think is going to be perfect for my gym. But I did want to try and create a building that is fitting and that matches with the rest of the neighborhood. So we're going to start with that. So initially I want to have this building consist out of 2 smaller buildings. So we're going to have one that is going to be this tall and this wide, and then we're going to connect that up. Then we have a smaller building connected to that. Now I did already want to add a second floor to the building that we're not going to use in the initial build just yet because we don't have the money for that, but we are going to pretend that we just bought this entire building. But the second floor is going to be empty until we have the money to expand our gym and spa. So I want to have an entrance section over here, then we have our changing room and showers over here, and then this is going to be the main gym section. Now we don't have a spa to begin with when we start out with this build, because again, spas are expensive and we don't have that much money. And I do want to make this a starter build so that even if your Sims don't have a ton of money, they can still buy this and use it for a small business. So we're going to start with mostly a gym initially, and then we can expand upon that further later down the line. So this is going to be a gym section. We're going to have some equipment over here and then some equipment over here as well. And then I do want to have a stairs going upstairs. I do like these metal stairs, so we're going to go with those, and then we're just going to make that go around the corner, and we're just gonna flip that so that it goes like that. Then the second floor, again, I'm gonna build this as if we already have the second floor available, which we don't have just yet. But the idea is that later down the line, we're gonna expand our gym to the upstairs area, and then the downstairs area is going to become a spa. Now, because we don't have the upstairs area just yet, we are going to just fill that in with bricks. And again, later we'll add some nicer wallpapers. But the upstairs area is just there because, well, for the story, the building existed as is, and we just basically bought out the lower part of it, and we didn't have the money yet to get the upstairs part of it as well. All right, so the upstairs area, again, we're not really going to do anything with that just yet. I do want to already look at the outside of the building as well, because I did look up some of the buildings that we have available here in Noordhaven, and I think I really like the style of those. So we're going to try and recreate that a little bit. All right, so that's going to be it for the roof. And then to make it look even nicer, we're going to add these decorative pieces on the front side of the building. So we're going to have one here. Then we're going to have a different one on this side like that. We are going to look at the colors later, because I do think I'm going to maybe change the color to, I kind of like this yellow or maybe this pink that we have. So maybe we're going to change it to that. And then this one maybe can be the green. I really like that. And then we're going to make the walls going to be the same color so that it really matches up. Then for the roof itself, let's see what kind of patterns we have available here. I think in order to really match, we're going to go with this steel appeal roof type that I really like. All right, like that. I think that actually looks pretty good. I really like that. Then for the wallpaper, this one, we're going to go with this one at the bottom. So I'm going to make that go all around. I do have to look at the color though. Which color did I add? We got the pink. So I think there should be a matching pink, which is that one. Perfect. So we're going to go with that around here. Then we have the green one that we're going to have on the other side. Perfect. All right. So that's already looking good in terms of the outside. I really like that. Then we need to add a door in. I really like this big open door, so we're going to go with that here. Although we might actually get one of the taller doors. I actually like that one better. Go with this one here. I think that actually looks really cool in a sort of old style gym. And for the windows, we're going to go with some arched windows that we have, at least in the front. And I'm thinking also in the back, I think those look really cool. And maybe on the side here, I'm not sure if we want to go with the same windows. I kind of do like them though. So I think we're going to go with these. Then we'll see if we can add like 2 more. All right, I like that. I think that looks good. And then maybe for the bathroom, we might actually have to look into getting some smaller windows, because obviously this is going to be where the bathroom and the showers are going to be. So probably we're going to go with some smaller windows for that. So maybe we're just going to add the top windows here. What we can maybe also do is see if we can add a window like this on the side. Yeah, I kind of like that because it matches with the door. I really like that it matches with the door. I'm not sure if we can go with a darker window. There's not a black one, it seems, that matches with the door frame, which is a bit of a shame. Obviously, I think these come from different packs maybe, or they're both actually from Businesses and Hobbies. So you would say that they have something that matches with the door, but they don't really match. So I think we're going to stick with maybe this green one. I kind of like this green one. So we're going to go with that on this side. We're going to stick with the blue. I kind of like that. So we're going to stick with those on the other side. All right, so I think that's the outside of the building mostly done. I'm actually happy with how that looks. We are going to do some landscaping obviously later, but let's go and move on to the inside. So again, we only are going to decorate the downstairs area for now. That's going to be the one that we are going to be using here. So I'm going to add a big open archway here. And then I'm going to add these double doors here towards the dressing room. Also, what I think I want to do is I want to probably add some walls around the stairs so that they are a little bit more closed off. I'm really happy with how that looks. All right, let's turn off the grid so that it looks a little bit nice. I always get people, mostly Peter, my husband, complaining that I use the grid. So I'm going to turn it off for now. One thing that I want to do is I actually want to add some shower stalls here. And I already looked at how I want to do that. There's going to be one toilet behind this door. And now that I see that, maybe these windows might not be great for that because they are being blocked by the wall. So maybe we should look at different windows here. We do have the smaller ones, so I'm thinking we're going to go with those. There we go. All right, perfect. I'm happy with how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. The idea is that this is a bit of a, it's an old building, so there's a lot of brick, exposed brick that I really like. But they didn't modernize it though. So I do want to have some exposed brick maybe on this wall here for the stairs. And then maybe some more clean walls further in the rest of the building. So let's actually have a look at what we have in the new Businesses and Hobbies pack. Because I think there's actually some nice looking walls that we might be able to use. No, don't like that. Don't like that. Maybe some concrete. Yeah, I think I actually kind of like this. I'm not sure if there's a different color, like this green. I kind of like this green, or like this light blue perhaps. Go with the green. I kind of like the green. I think the green looks good. I'm gonna do the same thing probably in the dressing room, maybe in this area, and then in the stalls themselves we're actually gonna get some tiles. Yeah, they kind of give sort of like a industrial vibe. And in terms of the floors, obviously in the shower stalls I want to get tiles as well, so we're going to go with the hexagonal tile. And now that I look at this, maybe on the side it actually is a little bit too busy, so maybe we can go with something like that. I actually like that too, so let's go with that. This is from the spa day pack. Then we're going to get the same tiles in the rest of the changing room. And then for the rest of the gym, what I want to do is I want to go with this concrete, high style concrete. I really like that. So we're going to go with a lighter one. I think we're going to go with the white one in this area here. Then we're going to do the same probably in most of the like hallways in the gym area. And then in like the actual gym sections, we're going to go with something slightly different. We have these rubber tiles that we're going to add in the center here. And then what I want to do around that, I actually want to get these same tiles. So these concrete tiles around that. So that in the center where the gym equipment is going to be, that's actually more of a rubberized tile. Then around that is the concrete that kind of matches with the rest of like the gym area. I think that actually looks good. The only thing that I'm noticing now, and I'm not sure if it's such a big deal, is that this wall is sort of blocking this window. You can't really see it from the outside, so maybe it's not like massive deal. I do really want to have this wall here though, so I'm thinking we're just going to leave it as is. Again, it's not ideal, but I can't really scooch it over because then it doesn't really match anymore. So maybe, yeah, we're just going to leave it like this. I think it's going to be fine. It's not too big of a deal. One thing that I also wanted to add are these columns, and I really like these industrial style columns. So I think we're going to add those on the outer edges here. All right, but I think that looks good. I think that looks good. Let's start with decorating the bathroom and the changing room first. So I want to have a nice shower. Really like those wall showers that you have in the game. So I think we're going to go with those. So we're going to add that on this wall here, and then this one is going to be on the other wall. Although I kind of also really like these, and maybe those are a little bit more industrial looking. So let's actually go with those. Let's get rid of these. Let's actually go with this shower head. We're going to add that. And then, of course, we also need a door. I totally forgot about that. Now, I did find a door that I really like that I think is from Businesses and Hobbies. This one. Now, you might say, wait a minute, a glass door in a shower. And I hear what you say. I hear what you say, but hear me out. Also, especially this glass door in the bathroom or like, you know, in the toilet. I mean, I hear what you say, but hear me out. There is a version with frosted glass, and I really like that. I think the frosted glass is actually pretty cool. So then you can't see inside. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal if you can't see inside, then, you know, you can't really see that there's someone in there. And then I want to add some accents and some decorative items on the walls here. And I think that's actually already like most of the important things completed. Like we don't need a lot of other things in there, I guess. In terms of lighting, I think we're actually going to stick with these lights, but we are going to put them in the center. Right, and then outside, I actually want to go with counters. So I do want to go with these sort of modern wooden looking counters. Kind of really like them. So we're going to go with 3 of those. And I think I actually saw some nice looking decorative items for the bathroom in a previous build that I did. We are going to add a towel rack over here next to the counters. Because obviously, you know, if people need to take a shower, maybe they want to grab a fresh towel that they have available. That is a nice sort of like amenity service that we can offer to our gym going guests. Oh, and one thing that I also wanted to add is maybe, I'm not sure where we can add them though, but I definitely did want to add some lockers. So maybe instead of this, maybe we're actually going to add the lockers here because I really like the idea of having some lockers available. Maybe we can go with these ones. But I kind of really like these sort of old school lockers. I think those are actually pretty cool. We could maybe add some more on like, you know, these walls here. So we're going to add one here and add one over there. I think that actually works. I think that totally works. I do want to look at some clutter though. I always struggle with like doing this. I see some people like, you know, placing items like this and it always looks really good and it totally works. Then when I try to do it, it never really acts the way that I want it to. All right, I think that's good. What I wanted. So I think with that, I think that's actually going to be good. I do want to have a different wall light though, different ceiling light. So let's see if we have anything available that would work here. Let's see if we can add this in the center. I think that is pretty centered. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe we can add some wall decor here. I kind of like this graffiti. That is actually pretty cool, but I'm not sure if it fits with like the general vibe of the gym. Although now that I think of it, maybe this back wall, maybe what we can do, we can actually make this back wall like that to give it more of an industrial vibe. And then if we go back to this, then I think it totally fits. I really like that one. That one is really cool. Let's go with that. That's actually really cool. I like that. I think with that, we have the dressing room pretty much done. Let's move on to the entrance. So what we need is we need a check-in kiosk. So we're going to add that here. So I know that I said that this was going to be a starter gym. I just looked at the price that we already have, and it's currently at 25,000, which is much more than I anticipated. And we didn't really actually build the gym part of the building just yet. We don't have any equipment or anything like that. So maybe this is more going to be a beginner gym with expansion options, because I'm not sure if it's going to be, you know, ending up like 40K, 50K, something like that. I don't think we can still call this a starter gym, which is a shame because I don't feel that I picked out a lot of expensive things, to be honest. One thing that I did want to do though, I did want to add some cheap gym equipment. So let's actually do that first and then we can work from there. We got the cheap gym equipment that is coming with the werewolves pack. So we're going to be using that so that at least we save some money on equipment. So we're going to add punching bag there. Then I wanted to add a treadmill. We got a pretty relatively cheap treadmill. I wanted to add that over here. And then in this area, I wanted to have the actual like weights equipment. So I'm going to add one here and then another one of those back to back on the other side. Now, again, there's not like a ton of equipment just yet, but yeah, because this is like a beginner gym, we can always expand upon like getting more expensive equipment, adding more equipment in later. Yeah, this is basically just to begin with and to start out with. So yeah, with that, I think we have most of the important things that we need in the gym. We have them in place. So what we can do now is basically do decoration. So in the end, maybe pricing wise, it's not that bad. I just hoped it would be a lot cheaper. So we have this kind of empty corner over here. And one thing that I was just thinking about is since this is a gym and spa, or at least later it's going to be a spa, currently it's not really that much of a spa, but I'm thinking it might actually be kind of cool to have some mannequins so that your Sims can actually come in and maybe buy some workout clothing and some workout inspired looks from these mannequins. So we're going to add 3 here and hopefully this is going to work. But I kind of like that idea that, you know, these mannequins are going to be displaying various like workout clothing and then your Sims can buy them before going for a workout. Kind of like that idea because otherwise this corner was a little bit empty and kind of useless maybe. I think this light might be a bit overkill, but I do kind of like it that it definitely like, you know, sheds a lot of light in that corner. And I think also we're going to add maybe some wall lights on this side so that the rest of the room is also definitely illuminated. So I did end up actually removing this wall here because I was a little bit annoyed with it sticking through the wall. Also, I made this wall into a brick wall as well because I thought that would actually be pretty cool in the center of the room here. And in terms of decoration, I don't think I'm going to decorate like too much because obviously it's going to be a gym, so we don't need like a lot of clutter and things like that. And of course, also I want to make sure that we don't really go over budget. Like there wasn't really a budget, but I don't want to spend too much money because this is still a beginner gym, so we don't want it to be too expensive. I do want to see if we maybe have like a cheap TV that maybe we can use, a cheap TV that we can maybe hang on the wall here, which might make it slightly expensive, but I think a TV definitely works in a location like this. And then other than that, I think we're just going to decorate it with some wall decor. So I really like that graffiti piece. So maybe we're just going to get some of those on various walls here. I'm now thinking maybe this wall should also be brick. And then also the same on this side here. I think that actually is pretty cool. Yeah, I think that totally breaks the vibe. I kind of really like that. And then, of course, we're going to add some decor pieces. We can add some graffiti there. Because I feel it makes more sense, the graffiti, if you have like a brick wall like this. Because it gives a more of a, I don't know, like a more of a industrial type vibe to me. And we can add like a neon sign here, which I also think come in various different shapes and sizes. So let's go, oh, with this one, that's perfect. And then maybe we can even copy that on this wall here. And looking at the small business, we need to have a sign outside say that we are open. And of course, we can add a speaker, so there's gonna be some music pumping. Go with a electronica music speaker. I do like this hand sanitizer thing, so I'm going to add that on the wall there. I really want to add something in this corner, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a yoga mat here. Now, I didn't want to do that initially, but I think this corner is kind of empty, so maybe having like one yoga mat there might make some sense. So obviously, once we're going to expand, we're going to add more of these yoga mats, and we're going to add like a massage table and those kind of things. But for now, without the expansion, I think this is gonna be fine. So your Sims can still work on their yoga skill here. Well, we also need some lights. Let's actually look at some lights because we definitely want to get some ceiling lights. I think we're gonna just stick with these small lights, but maybe just get the bigger ones because I don't really feel that there's a lot of like nice industrial looking ceiling lamps unless we have some wall lights that we might be able to use for that. I mean, we could go with these, but let's stick with the ceiling lights. Yeah, I think that's definitely illuminated properly. Like it's definitely light enough. I feel everywhere. Other than that, I'm looking around and I don't really feel that we need to add a whole lot more. Again, this is a beginner gym, so there's not really space for a whole ton of things. One thing, you know what? Actually, I'm going to copy this TV. I'm going to splurge on this TV and we're going to add that on this wall here as well. Then we're going to turn around this treadmill so that your Sims can actually run while looking at the TV. Because personally, I hate running on a treadmill. It's so boring. But if I have like a TV or something to look at least that makes it slightly more entertaining. Changing the colors of some of the appliances that we have. But with that, I think the most important things are actually done. I might want to add one of these neon inks maybe here and here as well. Let's see if we have something else that we can use. But yeah, other than that, again, we're not going to do anything on the top floor. We're just going to leave that empty for now. And that's going to be like future space to expand upon. But I think with that, we are pretty much done with the inside. So let's have a look at the outside. Now, I do want to make the outside pretty much look like everything else in this neighborhood. And for some reason, they don't like grass in this neighborhood. All of these houses have like bricks and tiles around them. So I'm going to do the same thing for our little gym, with the exception of a little area. So I think we're going to go with this one and we're going to lay that all around like that. And maybe what I also like is maybe adding some trees here and here, and maybe another one here. I did see these nice sort of like tree racks that I really liked. Although they might have been debug. I actually have to look into that. Yeah, so these I really like. So we're going to add those around here. Maybe we can do the same thing actually on the other side. I think that actually might make some sense if we do that here. Luckily, these are free. Like these debugs items are all free. So that's actually perfect. I really like that. I also want to add some greenery. So we're going to get rid of these. I'm going to add this in like that. And we add some nice trees in here. All right, I think that actually makes look a lot nicer already. Maybe adding some more trees, like one over here, and maybe another one. Although maybe that might be too much. So let's just add another one here like that. This is actually the first time that I'm using this debug menu, so I definitely have to look into the things that are available because I'm not really sure what is all available in this menu. And lately in my builds, I really try to add more attention, to pay more attention to the landscaping because I really like adding some bushes and greenery to my build. So I'm definitely trying to do that here as well. I really like the idea of having some sort of area around this entire building where we can add like plants and shrubs and trees and those kind of things. So maybe I need to actually make it go all the way around. I kind of like that. Although maybe on the backside, we're going to leave it as is. Then we're just going to fill this in with plants, bushes, those kind of things. Now, the downside of some of these bushes are that they are a little bit too big sometimes, so they don't really fit properly. But I do kind of like mixing things up. So I think we're just going to go with something like this. I kind of like that pattern here. We're going to work on that with terrain paint later, but I already really like that. And I think we're going to do the same thing with this area here. So we're just going to add like maybe some benches, maybe some things to sit down on, but also some trees. Also, maybe we can add like a bike rack on the back side of the building. We don't really have anything there. So maybe we can add like a bike rack here. That might make some sense. I kind of like that. Or maybe we can just add like 2 of them over here like that. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Where did I find that bench? Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, so we have these benches. Now, I'm not sure if they're actually like usable, but I do kind of like them. So what I want to see if I can maybe do is maybe add like, 2 of them over here and then maybe 2 on the other side as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some bushes and some plants and some greenery in the inside over here. I always struggle with these kind of things. So if anyone has like any tips, pointers on how to make this look natural, definitely let me know. No, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that. It looks too cluttered. It looks too sort of symmetrical. I don't like that. So I'm thinking what we're going to do, we're just going to work with terrain paint here. So with that, I actually am pretty happy with that build. Let's actually save it. I haven't done that yet. So let's actually save this build before we lose everything again. Because I am pretty happy with the way that looks. I really love these trees that we added here. And like, the outside of the building, I think it looks really cool as well. So what I want to do, I think we're just going to work with terrain paint here. So we're just going to go around the edges here. Now, normally I've never really used terrain paint. I actually started doing that, I think, in my last build that I did, the industrial loft home that I made for my legacy sims. Actually, I started using terrain paint. But before that, I never really used terrain paint. And I'm actually happy that I discovered terrain paint because I think it actually does look really nice. Already this as well, like, adding some flowers, adding some like, things over here. I think it actually makes it look so much nicer. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to add some terrain paint under these bushes and then we're going to do that over here as well. Right, and I think with that, I think we are pretty much done. Maybe I'm gonna add another light here on the outside, if we can have one that's like hanging on the outside here. I kind of like this one maybe, so we're gonna add that here. But other than that, I think pretty much we are done. I really like this. I really like this build. It's maybe not that too special, but it is a work in progress. And if your sims get more money, they can expand on this building. They can make it bigger. They can get the top floor. Move the gym equipment to the top floor, have like a spa area down here with like saunas and massage tables and those kind of things. But for now, I mean, we're looking at 35,000. So that's already 36,000. That's already a pretty big investment. For now, I think this is pretty much done. So let's have a quick look around. So here you come in to this main area here. We have the check-in kiosk. We got the mannequins that we're going to fill with workout clothing. Then over here you can go to the changing rooms with the lockers. We have showers here as well and a toilet. And then coming in here, we come to the main gym area with a gym equipment. We've got a punching bag, got a treadmill, and we got some weight equipment on this side. Got a yoga mat here and some TVs so your sims can still look at some entertainment when they feel like that. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Let's actually have a look at how it's going to look on the gallery if we're going to save this lot. Okay, I'm very happy with this thumbnail. This is actually the perfect side that I wanted to show off, so I'm very happy with that. So yeah, we are going to put this on the gallery. All right, so it's going to be called Beginner Gym and Spa. You can find it on the gallery. And with that, I think we're going to end the video right there. I'm actually pretty happy with this build. I think my sims do need to save up a little bit more if they want to actually buy this venue and use this as their own business and their own small business. So I think we're going to do that in my playthrough on my stream here on YouTube and on Twitch. And then hopefully soon we can actually invest into getting this business. And then hopefully with that, we can make all that money back when sims start coming in. So if you like this video, definitely don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And like I said before, this might be a small mini series where I'm going to be doing another video when we're going to expand this business and we're going to get the upstairs area and make that into a gym area. And then the downstairs is going to be the spa area. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see how I expand on this business later on. But now, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in the next video. And as always, happy simming, happy building, and don't forget to play with life.